Hey guys, welcome to the review here on Go Mango.
No!
And hey guys, welcome to our review of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger episode 10. I'm your host, the Cinder Blaze, and today we have the frozen ass fucking Stratos and
I'm Aresol.
don't worry, your audio did actually come in. I just felt like talking over you. Anyway, let's jump right into this episode, which was a doozy. I thought that the villain of the week, although like he kind of like follows the same kind of like pattern of the zany fun villain, I felt like his power was kind of like a lot of dumb and really overpowered. He just summoned like 4 or 5 suns just like permanently big there.
Yeah, the power, it's like one of those things where I'm like, okay, having it be the same time around globe and having it always be day can be a huge problem. But also, why is no one just sleeping? Like, eventually you have to realize something's up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are whole, I want to say countries or at least locations where they are in darkness for a majority of like winter.
Yeah, like Alaska.
I think so. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not good at geography. I didn't do too well.
No, the country of Alaska. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. So it was one of those strange premises, but like it's one of those you just have to suspend your disbelief and whatnot. And what it led to was an exploration in more of Kaiser, the entire Tweaker family, and I thought it added some depth that I wasn't expecting this early.
Yeah, when we first saw the twins, I don't think any of us expected them fully to be human, or to have originally been human, so that was an interesting touch.
Yeah. Like,
and yeah, they very much have the Gokaiger mentality of kind of being good guys, but like not really letting on that they care at all. Which I like. I like that that's an aspect of their character because it ties into their motif.
Right.
Without being like a complete rehash of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Them kind of like mugging the store though, that was definitely their peak pirate moment. But like I think they just toned it down a lot more in this episode. Like they're even generous, like overpaying for small things. So
well, I feel like that reminds me of I feel like when the Go-Kinders first came and they had to like pay for food or whatever, they took Lucas' rings and just tossed them to the curry.
I think the idea is that they're pirates, so they don't actually have like money. They obviously don't have yen, so they just like pay with whatever they got.
Yeah,
and it doesn't match the value of what they're buying.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But yeah, there's like noticeable value. It's not like they're just like trading like random BS. It's like actual like gold or jewels or whatever. So that was pretty fun. I think that like despite like how much like I liked that part, I felt like it didn't feel like connected to like the B plot of the episode, which was like the villain of the week stuff. Because I think that was just like we could have had any villain and still had whatever stuff he had with the 2 guys in the gang, which I kind of like. Even like roped in the little sister a little bit more, like because the last time we had a character like this was Connell's sister, and like she was just kind of like on and off. She would occasionally show up. She would, for the most part, be on. But it looks like that she's gonna be a more stable, consistent character for the series because she's just like always interacting with them. And she has some engineering skills, so like if they do need some power-ups later on in the future, then they might like need to, get something from her. So I'm glad that they're like slowly trying to like integrate the character in with the rest of the cast, and I think she worked pretty well. So
Yeah.
that was nice to see.
Like she it feels like she's more present than typical side characters. She feels like an actual like one of the main characters, and it's strange because we have such a large cast, but her presence feels welcome still.
I think it's because like we don't have like a lot of human characters, so like
Yeah.
there's still
Sure.
like visually there's still like a nice balance of characters that we can kind of like easily identify. And like going back to that point with like the two brothers, like those two having like their form changed by like traveling through the worlds.
Mhm.
Like for me, like in the watch along, I kind of like immediately thought to the Kikainoids because like how our main five or not main five, but like four of our rangers are references like previous Sentai that like maybe when they were converted, or when their worlds were transformed, they could have been converted into Kikainoids. Like maybe if their world was like passing through, or maybe it was like part of the process. So that might have been like that could be something they go back to, but like for me, I feel like that's not gonna be it. It just kind of like popped into my head because like they're
Sure.
like when we did have like the references to um like the Sentai they represent in that one battle with Stacy, they didn't make too big of a deal out of it, so it doesn't look like they're gonna
Sure.
really follow on that in any significant regard.
I agree with you that I don't think that they're going in that direction, mostly because like we've seen other Kikainoids just out and about, and they're just normal looking ones. Like it has no
Yeah, but like
bearing on.
it could be like part of that original world, but like when the Kikaino world was kind of like absorbing all the other worlds or like transforming them into gears, like maybe there's some like offshoots of like whatever technology each root has or something, because
Maybe.
they showed like different ways of them kind of like converting the world. It's not like they're like completely outside of it. I think like the pirate one, they were there because two Kaiser in the game were actually able to board their ship. So,
But we've seen Majin and Juron before anything ever happened. And on top of that, they reference the Estutopia stuff as the curse of Estutopia, which I really want to see Estutopia. But I think it's like specific to them, and the fact that their sister thinks she can like fix it in some way. I feel like it's just specific to their situation.
Yeah. I think it was also nice that they used that as a means to like justify why Go. I almost called him Go Kaiju for some reason. Why two guys is doing what he's doing. He's just running through enemies until he gets the one he wants.
Yeah.
And what you were saying before, that this could have been any villain, I feel like, it really works because like you need something bland to make sure everything else, like the other rangers and all that stuff, are complemented. And what we saw this week was a clashing of ideals. And even though they're headed towards similar directions, they're going about it in different ways. And it I guess expressed to us as a viewer like where these guys are going to be standing, and potentially this situation where Two Kaiser doesn't exactly help out, like save people, that might be a continuing thing for a while and something to work on.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna drop in next few episodes. I don't think they're gonna like purposely like put civilians in danger for them to kind of like focus on like, hey, what will Two Kaiser do? I don't think they'll have time for it.
I feel like they could reintroduce. I mean, they have plenty of time for it. They're not really doing anniversary stuff, so like, there's plenty of room for it. And I appreciate once again character work going into this.
Yeah, real solid stuff. Oh, and I guess this villain was sort of needed because he was making everyone on Earth tired, and then Two guys up in space. So, boom, bam.
That's true. I was
Although
wondering,
there's like 8 suns still in the sky. I mean, you're still gonna. I guess you can just close his eyes, close the door, not be out in the sun all the time.
Yes,
But you know, that's not a thing that they
was-
do on that planet.
that was one of those things where like physics doesn't matter in Sentai until they decide to address it. And then kind of weave in a little bit of it, like, oh hey, I'm not on Earth, doesn't affect me.
I don't know. I was so bitter that the grandma wouldn't make food just because the sun was still out. Like, come on. I felt so bad for Curated in that scene. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they could have made food. They could get up off their lazy asses and make food themselves. I don't feel that at all.
The only other like little thing I wanted to mention was that I do, it's silly, but I do like the roll call where they're still being fired at.
Yeah.
It was very indicative of what they were trying to convey this episode. So that was it. It was funny, and
but also,
it was
like in Sentai, you know, it's that going back to what you said earlier, that suspension of disbelief. People don't attack each other during transformation or roll calls, so like it's you know it's happening. That's funny.
Yeah. So you're saying this is on the table now?
Yeah, there's a time and place for your invincibility frames, but that was definitely not it.
I mean, like, they were taking those hits pretty well. They still had those invincibility frames. People just don't typically waste their shots on them when they do.
I guess. All right, you guys want to head into comments? So we can wrap this whole thing up.
Yeah.
All right, our first comment comes from Grayson Bullock. Pretty good episode. I believe that Sentai is at its best when it's fun. This way, I don't mind Kamen Rider being as angsty as it is. Kaito and Zox's somewhat mutual goal is interesting, and I like how Kaito's decision at the end to let Zox go all out. Really liking the choices this show is making.
It is interesting that he deliberately put himself in the, I guess, side character role by doing the, what, like, you know, in
The
what
cleanup.
other series would be considered cleanup.
Yeah.
And I feel like that shows so much of his character.
I think it's kind of a unique approach to have him go like, okay, well, I clearly can't change your mind, so you just do your thing, and I'm gonna try my best to protect people.
Yeah, I feel like we've had this conflict all the time in Sentai. Like, it's probably one of the most common ones I would feel for, like, a Sixth Ranger. So for him to be like, you know what, screw it, you know, you gotta, I don't want to deal with this right now. You know, you just fight the dude, I'm the protected dude, we're both be happy, who cares?
It is a strange lesson of, hey, if that's what they want to do, let them do it, and if this is what you want to do, you go ahead and do that, and let, you know, just respect what each other is doing. But also, he is kind of almost actively harming people.
Oh yeah, he's still not in the right.
Yeah,
by no means.
He's absolutely not. So it's like a strange lesson given the circumstances they put it in. You know?
Honestly, I felt like Zox is doing a pretty good job at, like, you know, handling the citizens. Like, the way he was just, like, kind of maneuvering around them the entire, like, the beginning fight. Like, that dude was not going to be in harm's way. Like, he's not, like, shooting through him, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess he could do better. Alright, our next comment comes from Zangetsu Black 92. Love the little wizard hats Majin puts on some of her spells. Resolve in the pose that Rangers had while protecting the citizens from bullets was pretty cool. I think that if Stacy joins Big Stretch, and I know what to explain, he'll become a mech / plane which will combine with the other Kikainoid Rangers. I wonder how that would, like, actually turn out, because he's half Kikainoid. But
he's also half human, so I don't know how a transformation would work out.
Oh, he's gonna be on the big screen TV and the mech, so he's gonna be like putting himself together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it's gonna be working out.
Also, welcome back, Zangetsu Black. I think I remember that they were They commented earlier, like way long time ago. Welcome back.
Alright. And our last comment comes from Matt Hunt. Hey all, as always, love the reaction. I'm very much enjoying the character drama between Zox and the family versus Kikai and the rest of his Zenkaiger. Yeah, their ultimate goal is the same, and eventually they're probably going to be on the same side, but Zox put his family before the safety of others. The main streak they've shown in him so far makes you believe that he would definitely disregard public safety. His scene where he almost shooting civilians kind of reminded me of Bull Black / Magna Defender back in Ginga Man / Lost Galaxy, respectively. Yeah, that's probably why like it was stuck in the back of my head. I was like, I've seen this so many times. It's just that one arc that I've watched 50 times. And then there's Abre Killer and his mannerisms as well. Also agreed. I like that they're involving Flint a lot, and I hope that she gets the suit. I also like that Stacy and Ichiride are staying in an active part of the show. Stacy's been in every episode since its debut, albeit sometimes just for a cameo, and while it's expected because he's a regular phase actor, Ichiride actually doing more than just existing to grow monsters is something we haven't really seen in Sentai. With its villain mad scientists, they're having both of them actively solving the problem that the heroes present to the villains. Yeah. To your guys' questions about the random blurring of different shots in the previous versus the actual show, it might have to do with shooting permissions, the documentation of permission to film in certain areas, or have certain shops appear on screen. Maybe delayed in their filling due to COVID. Japan is currently under another emergency. Additionally, it may have to do with certain shops being digitally altered to be a Kikai way to run shops. The editors of the Sentai Industrial Writer work on a very quick turnaround, so effect shots may have not been in the can when this episode was put together. Well, that's good to know, but God. I prefer to think that there are just a bunch of dicks drawn on them, so we're just going to go with that explanation.
I didn't think about the idea that some stuff is digitally altered or just added and...
Yeah, it makes sense, especially for like those type of shots, because we have a lot of fight scenes in Zenkaiger in particular where we're just like in front of a green screen, like a lot of the fight scenes. So, yeah.
Then again, on the flip side of that, I do remember the scene in Kira Major. It was the one before we saw, Buster's kid in Kira Major, but like Juno was pointing at a whiteboard just with stuff on it, and like, what filming permissions do you need? Anyway, that was very good insight. I'm glad to have gotten that.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it for our review. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Check our description down below. There's stuff down there. It's a surprise, so go find out what's on there, and you'll enjoy yourself. I promise. Might help with criticism as well. That's just another bonus. That's it from us. Keep it juicy.
Bye.
Wow.
It's a surprise.
I'm not even mad. Very interesting how you shake up before.
Yeah, because